Now let's go over our vocabulary words that we saw in our story today. Chipper chips in. Our first vocabulary word that we saw was the word forest. Forest. Forest means woods or a place with a lot of trees. The wood forest was used in our story when it says, the forest had turned from green to gold to brown. Forest. Our next vocabulary word that we learned is the word pouches. The word pouches means pockets. The word pouches was used in our story in the sentence that says, they stored them in their big cheek pouches and brought them back to the burrow. Pouches. Our next word was the word enemies. The word enemies means people or animals that can bring harm to others. The word enemies is used in our story when it says, her job was to watch for enemies. The next word we learned was the word predators. The word predators means animals that hunt other animals for food. In our story, the word predators is used when it says, if she saw any predators such as a hawk or a fox, she had to warn them. The next word we saw was the word hibernate. The word hibernate means to hide away or sleep for the winter. The word hibernate was used in our story when it says, it is time to hibernate, but our burrows are not full. Hibernate. And our last vocabulary word is the word must. The word must means have to or should. The word must was used in our story when it says, so from this point on, all chipmunks must focus on storing. Must. Now that we've read our story and went over our vocabulary words for this week, let's look at our sight words that we learned this morning. Our sight words for this week can be found in the black letters. Our sight words that we went over this morning were the words give, one, small, put, eat, take. Let's go over each of our sight words. Let's go over each of our sight words using the cards on the page. The first card is the word give. Give.
1. Give. She will give a gift to her friend.
Is the word give. 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 The word give is used in the sentence when it says, she will give a gift to her friend. Give. Let's look at our next word. One. 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 There was one cupcake on the plate. Our next sight word is the word small. Small. The small red box is on the left. There it is. Our next word is the word put. Put. The sentence says, they put the party hats on their their heads. Put. Our next word is the word eat. Eat. The children eat pizza at the party. Yum. Eat. And our last sight word was the word take. Take. The word take is used in the sentence when it says, they both take some balloons home. Before we reread our story, A Cupcake Party, let's talk about our story structure skill. Fritz and Kit are two characters in our story, A Cupcake Party. As we read the story, be thinking about who are the other characters in this story. Fritz's house is a setting. The setting is where the story takes place. Think about where else does the story take place? We've also talked about the plot, which is the story events. Think about what important events happen in the story. We will be talking about these during our morning meeting. So as you reread the story, be thinking about who are the characters, where does the story take place, and what events happen in the story. Now let's reread our story, A Cupcake Party. A Cupcake Party, written and illustrated by David McPhail. I miss my friends, Fritz said. I must have a big party. Try reading that sentence with me. I miss my friends, Fritz said. I must have a big party. Fritz had a list of friends to ask to his party. Fritz had a list of friends to ask to his party. Fritz went to ask Kit. I will come, Kit said. It will be grand. Read that with me. Fritz went to ask Kit. I will come, Kit said. It will be grand. Fritz went to ask Jack next. Jack said yes. A party is fun, Jack said. Let's read together. Fritz went to ask Jack next. Jack said yes. A party is fun, Jack said. Fritz met Fran and Stan at a tree stump. Fran and Stan said yes, too. Fritz met Fran and Stan at a tree stump. Fran and Stan said yes, too. Fritz baked cupcakes to give to his friends. Fritz baked cupcakes to give to his friends. He put a small picture on everyone. He put a small picture on everyone. Fritz felt glad to see his friends. Fritz felt glad to see his friends. Take the cupcake with a picture of you on it, Fritz said. Take the cupcake with a picture of you on it, Fritz said. His friends had a snack for Fritz too. His friends had a snack for Fritz too. Yum! Now we can eat and have fun, Fritz said. Yum! Now we can eat and have fun, Fritz said. Let's think back on our essential question. How can you show a friend that you care about him or her? Let's think back in our story, A Cupcake Party. How did Fritz show that he cared about his friends? When we look back at our pictures, we see that Fritz decided to have a party, invite his friends, bake cupcakes for them, even with their faces on them, and have them over. So how could we say that you can show a friend that you care about him or her? We could say that you can show a friend that you care about him or her by asking them to come over, by making them something, and spending time with each other. What are some other ways that you can show a friend that you care about him or her? Be thinking about this question.
Now let's read our decodable, The Lost Cat. Now, like we always do with our decodables, Mrs. Collier is going to read the sentence, and then I want you to read it along with me. Or if you would like to read both times, that's okay too. So let's get started. The Lost Cat. Mick, said Bess, Muff is lost. Ask Trent to help us. Mick, said Bess, Muff is lost. Ask Trent to help us. So let's look at our first page. We see two of our characters. Do you know what their names are? We actually read their names in the sentence. So this is Mick on the phone, and Bess is the one talking. So this is Bess. And who did they say is lost? Muff. Let's find out who Muff is. Trent is at his desk. Muff is lost? Yes, I will help, said Trent. We must find Muff. Trent is at his desk. Muff is lost? Yes, I will help, said Trent. We must find Muff. Trent plans his task. Hunt, Trent said. We must hunt and hunt and hunt. Trent plans his task. Hunt, Trent said. We must hunt and hunt and hunt. So our characters are looking for Tough. Do you know who Tough is? If you remember, the title of our story is called The Lost Cat. So Tough must be the cat. Where do you think they are at right now in our story? Look at the picture. It looks like they are in what room? It looks like our characters are in a living room in a house. Let's keep reading. Here is one hint. Cat tracks. Tracks can take us to Muff. Here is one hint. Cat tracks. Tracks can take us to Muff. So our character Trent saw the tracks. Do you think we will find Muff? Let's see. Trent went past the plant stand. At last, Trent can see Muff. Trent went past the plant stand. At last, Trent can see Muff. So they can see Muff. Where do you think Muff was at? Let's see if we find out. Muff is not lost. Muff has small kits. Muff and her kids will rest and rest. Muff is not lost. Muff has small kits. Muff and her kids will rest and rest. So our characters found Muff in a box. And Muff was with who? Her kittens. What a sweet story learning about the lost cat. To finish our lesson, let's complete an activity in our reader's notebook. To end our lesson today, we are going to be completing an activity in our reader's notebook. I'll circle the page at the bottom of the screen. We are working on page 135. So if you need to pause the video to grab your workbook and turn to page 135, please go ahead and do so. If you're ready to get started though, let's get started. So for today's activity, we are working with our words to know, which are also called our sight words. Our directions tell us to write a word from the box to complete each sentence. Use the leftover word to write a sentence. Ooh! So let's see. We see our box with our words to know, so let's go over these real quick. So say them with me. Eat, put, give, small, one, take. So let's look at each of our sentences and we want to find the word that fits best in the blank. We also have some pictures to go along with our sentences to help us figure out which word fits best. So let's read number 1 together. It says, Liz will blank Ken a box. Liz will blank Ken a box. So which of our words to know do you think would fit best in the blank? Liz will eat Ken a box. No. Liz will put Ken a box. Liz will give Ken a box. Liz will small Ken a box. Liz will one Ken a box. Liz will take Ken a box. Which word do you think fits best in the blank? Well, if we look at our picture, we can see that Liz has the box, and it looks like she is giving the box to Ken. So for our first one, I would say Liz will give Ken a box. So in the blank, we are going to write the word give. G-I-V-E. Liz will give Ken a box. And then I like to go ahead and cross out the word once we've used it, because if you remember in our directions, it tells us to use the leftover word to write a sentence. Let's look at the next question, number 2. It says, he will blank a snack. He will blank a snack. What word do you think fits best in the blank for number 2? He will blank a snack. He will eat a snack. He will put a snack. He will small a snack. He will one a snack. He will take a snack. Now, I think the word eat and take both make sense in this sentence, but when we look at our picture, which word fits the sentence best? He will take a snack, or he will eat a snack? In our picture, we can see he is taking a snack from the bowl. So in our blank, we would say he will take a snack. So we are going to write the word take in the sentence. T-A-K-E. He will take a snack. Number 3 says, I can see blank duck. I can see blank duck. Let's see what words we have left. I can see eat duck. I can see put duck. I can see small duck. I can see one duck. Let's look at our picture. In our picture, how many ducks do we see? We see one duck. Let's see if it fits in our sentence. I can see one duck. What do you think? I think it's a good fit. Let's write the word one in the blank. O-N-E. I can see one duck. And we'll cross the word out of our blank. Let's read number 4 together. The ant is blank. The ant is blank. The ant is eat. The ant is put. The ant is small. What word do you think fits best? Let's look at our picture. We can see the ant is very, very tiny on this rock. We could also say that the ant is small. Let's see. The ant is small. That works. S M A L L. 2 words left. Let's see which one fits best in the blank and which one we will write a sentence with. Number 5 says, Jill will blank the truck away. Jill will blank the truck away. Our 2 words that we have left are eat and put. Let's see. Jill will eat the truck away. Jill will put the truck away. I think we know this one. Jill will put the truck away. So we are going to write the word put in the blank. That means that our leftover word to write in a sentence is the word eat. Think of how you could use the word eat in a sentence. There are a lot of different ways. I think I will say I like and this is just Mrs. Collier's sentence. You can write it however you want. I like to eat. So here's how I'm going to use the word eat in a sentence. I like to eat pasta. It is one of my favorite foods. So I'm going to write, I like to eat pasta. Now you can use the word eat however you would like in a sentence. If you would like to use the same setup in your sentence and say, I like to eat, just change what kind of food you would like to eat. Once you have finished writing your sentence using the word eat, you are all done with your reading lesson for today. I'll see you later.